Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rebel Racing Network and the National Outlaw Racing Association Cup Series. I am your commentator tonight, Austin Householder, and we have got a long one here for you here tonight. We're going 200 laps here at Charlotte, a 1.5 mile oval located just outside the city limits in Concord, North Carolina, where once again these drivers will be turning 200 laps tonight. As of right now, the weather is clear skies, 75 degrees. The track temperature sitting at 80, but it is late evening and that sun is going down. We will be at sunset by the time they start qualifying. By the time the race starts, that sun will be completely below the horizon, and that track is going to start to cool off. So we're going to see some big changes in the track here tonight as this one goes on. And it looks like we've got 26 drivers registered so far. Time winding down in practice. We are getting ready for qualifying within the next 5 minutes. And just to give you a quick update here, the rules for tonight's event, not much has changed. These drivers are still going to be given 6 sets of tires. They will have 90% fuel to complete this one and no quick repairs to complete this race. So just like the real life NASCAR season, this is going to be the longest race of the year here at Charlotte, and it's going to be about survival. So those 6 sets of tires are going to be important here tonight. And these drivers still only 2 stages, though, even with it being a longer race. Stage breaks will be at lap 40 and 110. So we're going to have almost a 90-lap run without a stage break. And seeing a few fans make their way into the chat. Joseph Benson, I once nuked the first one to the chat. Glad to have you here, buddy. And a quick update on points, guys, as we get that pulled up on screen for you. David Joyner is still the points leader with 157 points. Joshua Edmonds maintains second place with 143 points. Dawson Price in third with 128 points. Wesley Carter currently sitting in fourth in points with 110, and rounding out your top 5 will be Tristan Haynes with 107 points. But Seth LaCroix is on the move in the points race, gaining 4 positions last week. He is up to 6th with 104 points and is currently sitting atop our leaderboard with the fastest lap throughout practice, a lap time of 29.353. Currently looking at him on track now. He is leading his teammate Joshua Edmonds by about 5/100ths of a second. Hunter Geyer, though, showing some speed in that 2 car. Currently sits in third, or tied for Joshua Edmonds in second with 29.4 on the lap time, as he's going to bring it now pit road. And there we see Geyer spinning down pit road, practicing that pit entrance. Now is the time to do that. Do not want that to happen in the race, especially when you were sitting atop the leaderboard throughout practice. And we are going to go ahead and head down trackside for our driver intros. All right, and we are back, folks. Practice has officially come to an end. These drivers getting ready to take part in qualifying here. We look to see who will be the first on track, and it looks like Omar Rodriguez Jr. going to be the first out on track. Maybe not. Looks like the 11 of Ben Smith Sr. He was involved in a couple incidents last week, looking to bounce back here this week at Charlotte. Ben Smith Sr. going to pull on the track here. And this 11 of Ben Smith Sr., we've been keeping an eye on him all season. He's one that we expected to be a contender. Unfortunately, some bad luck coming about mid-race in a few of the races. He's had some struggles. Right now, looking for a good lap, trying to start out front and avoid some of the mayhem. Once again, I do believe 26 drivers registered for this one, so a full field here tonight at Charlotte. As this sun goes down, that track is going to change, and that is going to make it really tough on these drivers to keep up with their cars as this one goes on. But Ben Smith Sr. laying down the quickest time on lap 1 by 4/100ths of a second. We check in with David Joyner. He was second fastest in that 85. And he is just looking to defend his points lead right now. Joyner will cross the line, and that's not going to get it done for him. Ben Smith Sr. still sits on the pole. Alex Pelican just got his first lap in. 29.58 for him. But an update here. Dawson Price going to take the pole position away from Ben Smith Sr. for the time being. 29.36. Dawson showing some speed here. And we'll go check in with the 88 of Seth LaCroix. He was the quickest throughout practice. He's on his second lap. We're going to see what he can do. And that lap not going to get it done. A 10th slower than his first one. Seth LaCroix looking to start 6th. Another one we want to check in with, Hunter Geyer. He was sitting there up on top of the leaderboard as well, but not as strong throughout qualifying. He's currently sitting 11th. It looks like we've got about 5 cars left to qualify. Omar Rodriguez Jr. on track in the Domino's paint scheme. And Rodriguez, his first time, no, not what he was looking for. He's currently sitting in 21st. But we do have to head down trackside for our opening ceremonies presented by Ura Flyovers. At this time, please stand as you are able. Remove your hats, place your hand over your heart, and veterans render a hand salute as the United States Marine Corps Band performs our national anthem.
We
All right, and we are back, folks. Qualifying has concluded. These drivers now making their way down to pit road and to their cars. We're going to go ahead and run through our official starting grid here tonight. Starting on the pole will be the 24 of Dawson Price. To his outside will be the 11 of Benjamin Smith Sr. He will roll off second. David Joyner going to be starting third, driving the number 85. Nicholas Warner will be to the outside of row 2, driving the number 3. Connor Price will roll off fifth in the 48 machine. Cooper Liardi will be starting 6th, driving the number 7. Seth LaCroix will roll off 7th, driving the number 88. And starting 8th will be Alex Pelican, driving the number 13. Jackson Sibley will start 9th, driving the number 20. And to his outside will be Tristan Haynes in 10th, driving the 02. And 11th will be Hunter Geyer, driving the 2 car. And Jonathan Dominics will start to his outside in 12th, driving the number 45. Rolling off 13th will be Curtis Stanford, driving the number 26. Joshua Edmonds will be starting 14th, driving the number 17. Tyler A. Green will roll off 15th, driving the number 10 machine. Joseph Truskowski going to be starting 16th, driving the number 57. And 17th will be Sheldon Phillips, driving the number 55. Wesley Carter to his outside in 18th, driving the number 23. Joseph Miller going to be starting 19th, driving the number 16 car. And in 20th will be Chris Jones, driving the number 6. In 21st, we have Russell Abbott, driving the number 4 car. Eric Rodeman will start 22nd, driving the number 96. And 23rd is Omar Rodriguez Jr., driving the number 92. Nick Hames going to be rolling off 24th, driving the number 31. And rounding out your field will be in 25th will be Noah Smith, driving the number 77. And ignore that last name there on, folks. That is our new race control that we've gotten this week. And boy, did he choose the right time to show up 200 laps. He is going to have to work for his money tonight, as well as I. And now we have Melissa rooting for Benjamin Smith Sr. starting from the outside pole there. Entering the chat over on YouTube. Glad to have you here, Alyssa. As we get ready to get this one underway. And James Price rooting for his boys Dawson and Connor. Dawson starting to the inside line, at the front of the inside line as that pace car dives off. Dawson Price will lead them down to the green flag. And the green flag is out. We are off and racing, folks. Dawson Price gets the jump on Ben Smith Sr. He's going to take David Joyner with him. Dawson Price and David Joyner jumping out to an early lead here as you see Ben Smith Sr. trying to battle back off of turn 2. And then Travis Neiman entering the chat, rooting for Hunter Geyer and Jackson Sibley. And it looks like we've got some rivalries going on out in the chat, but we've got a development up front. David Joyner has gotten by Dawson Price for the lead, and it looked like Dawson Price caught a piece of that outside wall off of turn 4. So Ben Smith Sr., he was slow on the initial start, but he has got that car running and catching back up to Dawson Price. He's going to look to the inside here. And Ben Smith not able to get underneath Dawson Price that time by, but he's not going to give up. The battle is for second. You see Dawson Price running that high line. We've seen him and his brother in previous weeks weeks really big fans of the high line. Now Dawson Price is going to bring it down to the bottom. He's got to do something different as Connor Price battling with the 88 of Seth LaCroix back there for fourth. LaCroix, the fastest car throughout practice, did not get the qualifying run he wanted, but charging to the front early on here, already up 3 positions. Oh, and it looks like we've got some trouble out back. And the caution is going to wave. Our first caution of the night coming out here on lap 5. Looks like Jonathan Dominic's involved. Cooper Liardi bringing his car down pit road as well. I think Cooper got a piece of that. It's Jonathan Dominic. So you can see that left front damage to that 45 machine. We're going to go back, take a look, and see what happened here. You see Tristan Haynes and Cooper Liardi battling it out for position. Here comes Dominic's underneath Liardi. It looks like Liardi just was not prepared for Tristan Haynes to come up in front of him. All right, and there you see Jonathan Dominic sitting on pit road, as well as Cooper Liardi. They have already fallen a lap down. David Joyner, the leader, heading down the backstretch right now. And looks like they've got some major repairs to do to their vehicles before they can get back out on track. And yes, it does look like it is going to be a wild race. And we got Joe Smo entering the chat as well, cheering on Sheldon. Sheldon Phillips, driver number 55, currently sitting back here in 15th. But he is on the move here. He's already gained 2 positions and looking to gain a few more once we go back green flag racing. And if anything, I think I got to give the best paint scheme of the night to that 55 of Sheldon Phillips. It is patriotic night, a lot of red, white, and blue paint schemes. But if I'm not mistaken, that is a Marine Raiders car by the 55 of Sheldon Phillips. So they are doubling back up, getting ready to go back racing. So this time, David Joyner going to lead them to the green flag. Dawson Price will be starting to the outside. Ben Smith Sr. in 3rd. Seth LaCroix will restart 4th. Connor Price will round out your top 5. And the Angel from Hell rooting for Russ Abbott here tonight. That is a new name. Glad to see you here, Angel. As they enter or exit turn 4, that pace car going to dive off, and we are getting ready to go back green flag racing. And the green flag is out. David Joyner going to get the jump, but Dawson Price getting that car up to speed quick. He's going to move down in front of Ben Smith Sr., but here comes LaCroix on that high side. I think LaCroix is going to be a tough one to hold off here tonight as he battles it out for third with Ben Smith Sr. Ben going to move up in front of Seth LaCroix, killing that run. He was going to get off that high line, but LaCroix going to stay up high. And look for LaCroix to run the high line through turns 1 and 2 and try a crossover move on Ben Smith Sr. as they exit turn 2. Looks like LaCroix not able to get that car where he wanted it, so he's going to settle back in at 4th there. Now 10 laps into the scheduled 200. There's still a lot of 2-wide racing back in the pack. Currently checking out the 2 of Hunter Geyer. He's just gotten past the 57 of Joseph Truskowski, as Truskowski is off the pace here. Tyler A. Green going to go by him. Omar Rodriguez Jr. looking to the inside now. And a little bit uncharacteristic of Truskowski in that 57 car. Normally we see him charging to the front, maybe some aggressive moves, but looks like he's just going to start dropping to the back. So maybe trying to save that car for a little bit later. Once again, this green flag run is going to go to lap 40. So they can make it to the end of this stage on fuel with the pit window looking to be about 63 laps tonight. As they start to get it sorted out, single file. Truskowski getting back by Tyler Green. As Hunter Geyer looking to the inside of Josh Edmonds. Edmonds with a fast car throughout practice, but you can see how much darker the track has gotten. It is starting to cool off here as that sun goes down. And looking back up to the front, Dawson Price is putting that pressure on David Joyner. Price to the inside of Joyner. He's got a nose there. And he's going to make up some ground off of turn 4 and get alongside him as they go through that tri-oval. And Melissa Shank saying that sun is going down. You can see the horizon in the back of that camera, or back of this camera angle, and it is red. That sun about to drop below the horizon. And these temperatures are about to drop. Just a quick look here. The temperature already down to 72 degrees, and it is going to keep dropping once that sun is completely down. So Dawson Price going to get by David Joyner as well as Ben Smith Sr. And Joyner might be in trouble as Seth LaCroix and Alex Pelican both looking for their opportunity to take a shot at David Joyner. And looks like Joyner maybe not saving the tires like he should have at the beginning of this run. So now LaCroix looking to the inside of Joyner. Alex Pelican, though, being challenged by that 48 of Connor Price. So Pelican going to shut the door on Price as he looks to the inside of David Joyner. And we go back to the front of the field. Dawson Price still our leader. Ben Smith in second. And it looks like he's got about, there's about a 0.3 of a second gap between Ben Smith Sr. and Dawson Price right now. But Melissa saying Ben is going to win this race. And I tell you what, Ben does look strong here tonight. He is closing that gap with Dawson Price. We'll go back to the middle of the pack here. Hunter Geyer on continuing his charge to the front. He's gotten by Tristan Haynes and is looking to challenge Wesley Carter. So Geyer's car really coming to life here as this run goes on and that sun continues to drop. And some news for you Jonathan Dominic's fans. He is back out on track, as well as Cooper Liardi, but they are still both heavily damaged and off the pace here. So we move back towards the front of the pack. And see David Joyner now falling to 6th as Wesley Carter and Hunter Geyer looking for their opportunity to get by him. It looks like we've got another battle shaping up here. Tristan Haynes and Josh Edmonds. Edmonds all over that rear bumper, and you see him trying to manipulate that air around Tristan Haynes' car and get Haynes loose. And that's going to work as Edmonds gets to the inside of Tristan Haynes. Haynes able to defend. Joshua Edmonds going to try and cross over, and I think Edmonds slid a little bit too far up the track. That's going to open up the door for Curtis Stanford to get by. Edmonds really struggling here tonight, outside of the top 10 back here in 13th. Oh, and he's going to make contact, and here comes Jackson Sibley making contact with Edmonds as well. Looks like we've got a little bit of a bottleneck here as they get things sorted out. Now 25 laps in the books. So Edmonds trying to go by Tristan Haynes yet again. And all this battling for just one position. Joshua Edmonds leaning on those tires as he tries to get by Tristan Haynes. I think Edmonds might come to regret. Oh, trouble. That is Joseph Miller going around. And that's going to catch up the 55 of Sheldon Phillips as well. So Joseph Miller heavily damaged. He is being shown the meatball flag. Sheldon Phillips going to have to tow back to pit road. He's now going to fall at least 2 laps down underneath this caution. We'll go back, take a look, see what happened here. It looks like Sheldon Phillips just thought Joseph Miller was going to go back up to that outside wall as they went through that tri-oval. And unfortunately, that was not the case. And it looks like it's going to end both of their nights here. So we'll go ahead and ride along with Sheldon Phillips. So an unfortunate mistake, and it looks like the leader's going to drive by pit road. David Joyner coming down pit road. Josh Edmonds, Tristan Haynes, Jackson Sibley, Nick Hames, Nicholas Warner, Eric Rodman, Tyler Green, Noah Smith going to head down pit road here. David Joyner, right now, he's in the back of his mind, he's got to be thinking, thank the Lord that caution came out. He was dropping fast, needed to get some new tires on that car. It looks like Tristan Haynes going to win the race off of pit road. David Joyner, third off of pit road, as Nicholas Warner is going to get out in front of him as well. We're going to head, and we're going to take a quick commercial break, guys.
Do you love Orlando's theme parks, but the long lines have you losing the magic? Introducing Ride Waits, the Apple Watch app designed to help you skip the stress and ride more, with real-time wait times and park info right on your wrist. Whether you're exploring Walt Disney World, adventuring through Universal Orlando, or taking it all in at SeaWorld, Ride Waits helps you navigate smarter and get the most out of your visit. No more wandering, no more guessing, just more riding. And it's not just wait times. Ride Waits also offers tips on the best times to ride, general park info, and helpful alerts so you never miss out on your favorite attraction. Whether you're planning ahead or making game day decisions in the park, Ride Waits keeps everything you need at a quick glance away. Ride Waits, your wrist-side guide to the best parks in Orlando. Available now on the Apple Watch store.
Not affiliated with or endorsed by any theme park brand.
All right, and we are back, folks. We have been given the one-to-go signal from ERA. They are doubled up. Lights on the pace car are out. Dawson Price set to lead them to this restart. Ben Smith Sr. in second. Seth LaCroix running third. Alex Pelican is going to restart fourth. Connor Price in fifth. Wesley Carter in sixth. Omar Rodriguez Jr. will restart seventh. Hunter Geyer in eighth. Curtis Stanford will restart ninth, and Joseph Truskowski going to round out your top 10 here. So they bring it down to turn 3 and 4. We get ready to go back racing. Tristan Haynes in the 0-2 car. He is the first car on new tires. He's going to be restarting back there in 13th. David Joyner, we saw it lead a couple laps, restarting in 15th on 4 fresh tires. We're going to see what they can do here with only 10 laps left to go in stage 1. And the green flag is out. Dawson Price taking off. Seth LaCroix going with him. Ben Smith Sr. looking to fall in line back there in third. But Connor Price is there. The Price brothers rocketing to the front. And here comes the battle for the lead. Seth LaCroix getting to the inside of Dawson Price. LaCroix was not able to make it stick, and it looks like that's going to cost him some time as Ben Smith Sr. pulling up to the rear bumper of that 88. 10 left to go in stage 1. So Dawson Price leading this one, and we're looking back in the pack. Tristan Haynes has already made his way up into the top 10. He is on those fresh tires, looking to get the inside of Wesley Carter in that 23 car. And checking in with David Joyner. Not sure what happened with that 85 of David Joyner, but did not get the restart he was looking for. He drops back to 19th. losing 4 positions on that restart. We see Tristan Haynes. He's going to move that 23 of Wesley Carter. Haynes has got the speed, and that is a 26 of Curtis Stanford. You saw him, a hard hit off the outside wall there. That might be some wheel damage for Curtis Stanford. So Haynes now up to 8th on those fresh tires. 7 laps left to go in this stage, soon to be 6. And Haynes showing that speed, just trying to get some stage points out of this one. Omar Rodriguez Jr. not going away here, though, as Tristan Haynes stuck behind the likes of Joseph Truskowski. And it looks like traffic is going to spoil Tristan Haynes' plans. He is stalled out here around 8th as the leaders have spread it out, but the battle is on for 3rd still. Connor Price trying to catch up to Ben Smith Sr. with a whole gaggle of cars in his rearview mirror. Truskowski now battling it out with Omar Rodriguez Jr. And here comes Josh Edmonds. We saw him going the wrong way at the beginning of this one, but here he is in the top 10 now. Connor Price is there looking to the inside of Ben Smith Sr. Not able to get there quite yet, but Ben Smith Sr. going to tap that outside wall. That's going to open up the door for Connor Price to get by, and Omar Rodriguez Jr. coming with him. And now Tristan Haynes able to get it sorted out. He is back on his charge to the front. I think Haynes may have tapped that back bumper of Omar Rodriguez Jr. Rodriguez Jr. getting loose, but still holding on to that position. Omar Rodriguez Jr. showing a lot of speed as he now looks to the outside of Connor Price. As this is the last lap in stage 1. Dawson Price with a firm lead over Seth LaCroix. So the battle is on for 3rd, but Omar Rodriguez Jr. going to hold on to that as Dawson Price crosses the line. And the yellow will wave. And Ben Smith Sr. going to finish out stage 1 back here in 8th. And we see just how important tires are. With those 4 fresh tires, Tristan Haynes able to charge from 13th up to 5th. Despite getting caught behind lap traffic, Haynes very quick through the latter half of stage 1 on those fresh tires. So still 5 sets left for him. Most of the rest of the field going to have 6 sets of tires to get this one done. And we will step aside for a quick commercial break.
Every race car starts the same. Just a shell, waiting for identity. Because every car can race, but not every car gets remembered. Custom. Bold. Built to stand out. Bird wraps. Don't just race, be remembered.
All right, and we are back, folks, as pit stops have started. Dawson Price leading them down pit road. Seth LaCroix there in second. Omar Rodriguez Jr. there in third. As we wait to see who is going to win the race within the race. Should be 4 tires and fuel for just about everyone. Even Tristan Haynes and the lot that pitted before. Here come down pit road. Josh Edmonds going to win the race off pit road. As Dawson Price pulls out just in front of Seth LaCroix. Edmonds only taking 2 tires. A bold move by that 17. We're going to see if that pays off. And James Price up in the chat cheering on his son's top 4 in stage 1. Getting those stage points, trying to get back to the front of the points race. Dawson Price, who came into this race in third, secured some much needed stage points. David Joyner did not have the run he wanted on stage 1, so Dawson Price and Josh Edmonds going to close up that gap here a little bit. And the lights on the pace car are going to go out. And we will double them up, get ready to go back racing here, folks. And I think Dawson Price is sitting in a pretty good position here on 4 fresh tires. His teammate Joshua Edmonds only on 2. As the Apex Racing team is going to dominate the front 2 rows of this one. So when they restart, Josh Edmonds will be restarting in first, Dawson Price in second, Seth LaCroix in third, Omar Rodriguez Jr. in fourth, Connor Price will restart fifth, Tristan Haynes in sixth, Joseph Truskowski will restart seventh, and Ben Smith Sr. will restart eighth, as Noah Smith restarts ninth, and Alex Pelican will round out your top 10. And that pace car is off. Green flag is out. Josh Edmonds takes off. Seth LaCroix looking to go with him, but Dawson Price quick to that gas pedal. As they get those cars up to speed going down into turn 1. Dawson Price there on the high side, trying to fend off Seth LaCroix. And LaCroix is still there. Dawson Price stuck on that high line. LaCroix going to complete that pass, and now Connor Price looking to the inside of his brother. Price not able to get there, but here comes Seth LaCroix to the inside of Joshua Edmonds. And Dawson Price got to be a little frustrated with himself on that restart. Yes, these guys are teammates, but I know how bad Dawson Price wanted to lead that first lap. And now he's getting he's having the pressure put on him by his brother Connor Price. Going to tuck back in behind him for now. But Connor really working that low line. And here comes Tristan Haynes. He's looking to the outside of Dawson Price now. Haynes going to tap the wall. And that'll kill Haynes' momentum. Dawson Price able to fend off Connor for the time being. Connor now going to switch to the high side. And that leaves the door open for Omar Rodriguez Jr. And it looks like they will get it sorted out single file, but Dawson Price, his car's struggling now that he's in that dirty air. And Seth LaCroix now making his way to the front. He's got that clean air and he is dominating. And a quick update, Sheldon Phillips was on pit road getting that car repaired. He is now exiting pit road, coming back to the racing surface as he's going to fall multiple laps down here. Seth LaCroix just putting him another lap down. As they are still battling it out for third. Josh Edmonds, though, he only took 2 tires, and he is loving what he is seeing in his rearview mirror. 2 brothers battling it out, sibling rivalry, chewing up those tires, and that's going to allow Joshua Edmonds to hold on to second as these tires begin to equalize out. And we'll go back in the pack and take a look at Ben Smith Sr. He did not get the restart he wanted, losing multiple positions, but he is battling back now. So Ben Smith Sr. just worked his way around Tristan Haynes, and he has his sights set on that 57 of Joseph Truskowski. As Samson LaCroix going to enter the chat, rooting for Seth and Josh to finish 1-2 here tonight. Glad to have you back here, Samson. And Omar Rodriguez Jr. putting the pressure on his teammate Connor Price. Rodriguez going to get by Price, and Price pulls up just in front of Joseph Truskowski. And Chris Jones going through the infield. We will stay green. Jones getting that car back up to speed. And we'll go back, see what exactly happened to Chris Jones here. Looks like he just got loose. So we go back live here. Jones getting that car back up to speed, but Seth LaCroix still in charge of this one. Josh Edmonds not able to keep up with LaCroix. That gap is sitting at about a second, and here comes Omar Rodriguez Jr. showing a lot of speed. As Mike Hill entering the chat, cheering for his door-to-door teammates. Unfortunately, Mike Hill stuck at work. We are missing you out on track here tonight. And Charles Chiro entering the chat, apparently not an Omar Rodriguez Jr. fan. As Omar Rodriguez Jr. trying to continue his battle to the front. Dawson Price just looks like he is not going away, though. And Joe Mama entered saying what's up to Mike. That chat is starting to light up here tonight. As Connor Price looking to get back to the inside of his brother yet again. And looking back at Ben Smith Sr., he has caught up to Joseph Truskowski, looking to make a move here. So now 60 laps complete in this one. Seth LaCroix still your leader. Oh, Tristan Haynes seems he's having an issue here. Haynes sideways. And we'll go back, take a look, see what happened here. Oh, and I believe that was the 23 of Wesley Carter sending Tristan Haynes for a ride through the infield. We are still green flag racing, folks. As Haynes is going to try and get that car back up to speed. And the 23 of Wesley Carter just getting into Tristan Haynes. Carter still holding on to that 8th position. I know Haynes is not going to be happy about that one. And James Price saying that his favorite driver is still sitting in the top 5, Dawson Price and Connor Price. Dawson has gotten around the 17 of Joshua Edmonds. Edmonds starting to fall off and feeling the pain of only taking 2 tires. And it looks like Dawson Price's car is starting to come alive here. As this run goes on, once again, folks, lap 110 is the end of stage 2. So these drivers will be just short on fuel unless they are doing something to save. The pit window sitting at 63 laps. They have 65 laps to go till the end of the stage. So green flag pit stops might be a possibility, but we've seen a couple cars having issues coming through the tri-oval when they get side by side and a couple rides through the infield. So don't be surprised if that continues and we do see a caution later on in this run. It's Omar Rodriguez Jr. trying to catch up to Seth LaCroix. Rodriguez Jr. looks like he has got the speed. LaCroix's lead was out to over a second over Joshua Edmonds, but Rodriguez Jr. closing it up to just 0.2 of a second, and Dawson Price closing fast as well. And James Price saying Seth is probably saving, and I think that has got to be on Seth's mind right now. How can I make this pit stop the quickest pit stop I possibly can? And if you leave a little bit extra fuel in there, you have to get less. Oh, LaCroix hits the outside wall hard. Here comes Rodriguez. So Rodriguez Jr. going to go to the lead here. Dawson Price catching back up as well. But yes, James, I do believe Seth LaCroix probably saving, trying to spend as little time on pit road as possible here. Now 70 laps in the books. And only about 40 more laps till the end of this stage. And these guys will get another break. And Vanessa entering the chat, rooting for Burger King LaCroix. It sounds like that nickname has a backstory. We would love to hear that backstory, Vanessa. And looking back in the pack, Ben Smith Sr. dropping back to 8th as this run has gone on. Smith has looked good on these short runs, but as the runs go on, that 11 car appears to be struggling here. Oh, we've got someone coming down pit road. It's Josh Edmonds. He struggled there. You saw him getting loose, getting into pit road. We're going to see what he's planning on doing here. And the right side goes up. Looks like Edmonds going to take all 4 tires here. He will fall a lap down to Omar Rodriguez Jr. Seth LaCroix coming down pit road now as well. And as LaCroix comes down pit road, I look up and I see James Price saying he thinks Seth is going to short pit. And James, you were 100% correct. Now the question is, did anyone save enough to stay out this run? LaCroix off pit road. Omar Rodriguez Jr. has put both LaCroix and Edmonds a lap down now. I tell you what, the way LaCroix and Edmonds have taken off, no, they were not in fuel saving mode at the beginning of this run. I'll be curious to see if anyone decides to stay out. Is now Alex Pelican and Jackson Sibley going to come down pit road? So watching our leaders here, Omar Rodriguez Jr. and Dawson Price, they are determined to stay out. Connor Price, though, coming down pit road. And looking at the last lap speeds, that last time by, Seth LaCroix faster than our leaders by almost a second. Omar Rodriguez Jr. still staying out. James saying the leaders need to pit. And I think you're right, James. Every lap they stay out, there's another second Seth LaCroix is gaining on these guys. And we know Seth LaCroix, we've been watching him for quite a while here on the Rebel Racing Network, and he is very quick to get on and off pit road. Here comes Joseph Truskowski and Ben Smith Sr. now. And if you're coming down pit road at this point and you saw Seth LaCroix and Josh Edmonds short pit, I think we've got to start talking about maybe only taking 2 tires and trying to make it to the end. It's been a few laps since LaCroix and Edmonds came down pit road. They have made up a lot of that time. But I think once we see these guys cycle through, we're going to see LaCroix back on top. And Joseph Benson saying that they practice those green flag pit stops. A lot of planning goes into this for the Apex Racing team. Joseph, when are you coming back to the track, man? We are waiting on your return. Chris Jones now going to bring it down pit road. And we're checking in with Seth LaCroix. He is back up to 11th. Currently going into turn 1 as we switch over to Omar Rodriguez Jr. and Dawson Price. Only turns 1 and 2 separating them from Seth LaCroix. And LaCroix getting his lap back. Edmonds not as quick on pit road, but he has made up that ground as well. It's Rodriguez Jr. and Dawson Price staying out here. Looking at the pit stop laps. Top 8. Last pitted lap 42 to lap 43. LaCroix back into the top 10. He pitted lap 73. Now 12 laps in between LaCroix pitting and now. So Omar Rodriguez Jr. there dealing with Dawson Price. He's gotten to the inside. Omar Rodriguez Jr. And Joseph is saying the lemonade business is crushing it. Joseph, I thought you were a military recruiter. But we'll be glad to have you guys sponsor a race, or sponsor the Bristol Night Race, buddy. So Dawson Price going to take over the lead as they work their way around the lap traffic of Jonathan Dominic. And that 31 of Nick Haynes getting into turns 3 and 4 hard. He wants to get up there and challenge these leaders. Nick Haynes currently 2 laps down. So Dawson Price, Omar Rodriguez Jr., and Wesley Carter clearing that lap traffic. Tyler Green sitting back here in 4th. He is still yet to pit. It looks like the top 8 here have not come down pit road yet, but Seth LaCroix charging back. All right, and Joseph, you were not kidding. We just got that message in our inbox. We do have a sponsor for the Bristol Night Race. It is the Lemon Daddy 225, and what a logo, buddy. Oh, we got Nick Haynes out of shape there on the bottom. He's able to keep that car straight, but severely off the pace. It's going to be a costly mistake, as Dawson Price has come down pit road. Wesley Carter will take over the lead. Omar Rodriguez Jr. really starting to struggle into this long run. And Dawson Price, he's going to drop back to 15th after his pit stop. Looks like he has waited just a little bit too long, as Wesley Carter and Omar Rodriguez Jr. are leaders still out. LaCroix has not caught them yet. They're still working their way around lap traffic. All right, we've got prizes. We appreciate that, Joseph. I am even more excited for this Bristol Night Race now. Once again, the Bristol Night Race, that will be July 19th. 225 laps, and they've got some long races here in the Era Series. Wesley Carter still staying out. Only 14 more laps left in this stage. About 6 cars still have yet to pit. So Omar Rodriguez Jr. really losing some ground, but here comes Wesley Carter. He's going to come down pit road. He's got Nicholas Warner coming with him. Omar Rodriguez Jr. is going to go back to the lead. And LaCroix has caught his teammate. So LaCroix here battling to get his lap back. LaCroix on that inside line, but it looks like David Joyner is there. Now David Joyner going to come down pit road. So LaCroix will get his lap back. Now only 11 laps left in stage 2. So our top 3 here still have yet to pit. I wouldn't be surprised if we see these top 3 decide to go into fuel saving mode and we start to see these lap times drop off as time is winding down. Only 9 laps left in this stage. It really looks like Omar Rodriguez Jr. might try and stretch this out. And I stand corrected. Omar Rodriguez Jr. now going to bring that car down pit road. Looks like he's got no choice. He's going to have to give up the lead. Tyler A. Green, though, still staying out. As well as Tristan Haynes. So it looks like Haynes going to have to give up that lead to Seth LaCroix. With just 8 laps left to go in the stage, Haynes on old tires. Almost 60 laps on those tires. Tyler Green still leading this one. And Tyler Green working that fuel strategy. We have not talked about him much tonight at all, but he is leading this one. Started back here in 15th. And James saying he's not sure what the plan is, but he is very interested. I tell you what, I'm a little curious too. Now Tyler Green going to have to bring it down pit road. He's going to have to give up that position. Seth LaCroix going to go back to the lead here. Connor Price going to second. Josh Edmonds in third. Joseph Truskowski the fourth. Ben Smith Sr. rounding out your top 5 as we approach the end of stage 2. Checking in with the 13 of Alex Pelican. He has been fast week in and week out. Still have yet to see him take a podium finish, but he has hung around here just outside the top 5 for the better part of tonight. It looks like he has set himself up for a great chance going into stage 3 here to get his first podium. Currently running 6th, and no pressure out the back for him, so he'll be able to restart up front here as long as nothing goes wrong on pit road. We are down to just 3 laps left in stage 2. And VT Killa rooting for Seth LaCroix as well. LaCroix with a 2-second lead over that 48 of Connor Price. And Joseph Truskowski in the top 3 for the first time tonight. He has been quiet all night. We saw him even dropping back through the pack early on in this one, but it seems like as this track has cooled down, he has found his spot. As we are on lap 110, the final lap of stage 2, LaCroix, no pressure on him. So he goes through turns 3 and 4, and Seth LaCroix going to win stage 2 and get those much needed stage points. All right, and James Price saying the stage is over. He said the ones that stayed out probably only going to take 2 tires, and I think that'd be a smart decision. But before we go and figure out what these guys are going to do on pit road, we're going to step away for a quick commercial break.
At FedUps, we don't care how it gets there, just that it eventually does. We use cutting-edge technology like guesswork, blind rage, and the occasional coin flip. Need help? Our customer service is standing by to put you on hold. Our drivers are trained professionals in rage quitting, road rage, and minor parkour. Have an issue? Hey, we delivered it, didn't we? At FedUp, we're not happy until you're not happy. Special instructions? I ignored it specifically. Signature required? We'll scribble something. Fragile? Let's test that theory. Customer service? Try screaming into the void. FedUp, we hate your package almost as much as you do.
FedUps is not responsible for damaged, late, lost, or completely incinerated packages. Batteries not included. Actually, nothing's included.
All right, we are back, folks. Yellow flag pit stops getting ready to start here. Seth LaCroix going to lead them down pit road. Looks like a couple drivers going to stay out trying to get their lap back. So LaCroix definitely going to take 4 tires here. Connor Price went early. I think the real question is, what is Dawson Price and Omar Rodriguez Jr. going to do here? So we'll go ahead and watch Dawson Price as he's out in front of Omar Rodriguez Jr. for the time being and see what he decides to do. I'm betting he's only going to take 2 tires here. And we saw the 2-tire strategy work for Joshua Edmonds earlier on in the race. Oh, Dawson Price going to go with 4 tires, and it looks like Omar Rodriguez Jr. also going with 4 here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I do see some right front damage to that 92 of Omar Rodriguez Jr. It looks like he might be getting some damage taken care of here on pit road as well. So it looks like we might have missed something with Omar Rodriguez Jr. as Lee LaCroix, Seth LaCroix's father, entering the chat, cheering on his son. So Seth LaCroix off pit road first. He will restart first. Connor Price in second. Joseph Truskowski in third. Joshua Edmonds will restart fourth. Ben Smith Sr. back into the top 5. Alex Pelican in sixth. And Noah Smith will restart seventh. Correction, Jackson Sibley going to restart seventh. Noah Smith in eighth. Oh, I stand corrected. Noah Smith going down pit road now. So back to where we were. Jackson Sidley will restart 7th. Wesley Carter in 8th. And it looks like Dawson Price will restart 9th. And Omar Rodriguez Jr. will route out your top 10. And the lights on. The pace car are out. They are doubled back up, ready to go back racing. It'll be 87 to go when the green flag drops. So one more pit stop to get this one done. And these guys got a lot of tire left over. And a quick update on the weather. We've been keeping track of how this track has changed. It was 75 degrees when the broadcast started. The air temperature now down to 70. That track surely cooling off as well as that sun has gone down. And you can see in the background, it is now completely dark out. And the green flag is out. Seth LaCroix leading them to the line. LaCroix is going to get the jump on Connor, but here comes Joseph Truskowski. And I can just hear Lee LaCroix's hand hanging over that keyboard right now, having flashbacks to the Nora days when LaCroix and Truskowski had a rivalry going on. But Truskowski's got to deal with Connor Price first. Connor Price just not going away. Now Truskowski's going to clear him. So Truskowski going to move to second. And we all know how bad Truskowski wants to win here at the Rebel Racing Network. So he's going to look for his chance to get up to Seth LaCroix. All right, Joseph saying that was an understatement, saying they had a rivalry going on. It looks like Seth LaCroix going to open up the gap here, 0.2 of a second. Connor Price looking to the inside of Truskowski, not able to get there though. And Melissa saying, if you ain't first, you're last. And Melissa, I know you're kind of a newcomer to the channel, but that is Joseph Truskowski's motto for sure. And James Price saying he doesn't talk to his sons during the race. He's just trying to guess at their strategy, and that's a lot of what we're doing up here too. And Travis asking what happened to Hunter Geyer. As far as I know, nothing has happened to Hunter Geyer. He's just off the pace back in the pack. Do not see any damage to that 2 car. And looks like it's just not his night. His car not agreeing with the changes that the track has made as the night has gone on. So back to the front. Truskowski now closing that gap with Seth LaCroix again. And right now, LaCroix knows that he cannot save fuel. He cannot save tires in this situation. If he gives Joseph Truskowski an inch, Truskowski is going to take a mile. Truskowski is going to put that pressure on, and he is not going to let up. Now down to 78 laps left to go in this one. LaCroix opening that gap back up. And Melissa's saying, remember the name and remember Ben Smith Sr. Ben's sitting in 6th right now. And you see him kind of hanging back there from this lead pack. But here comes Alex Pelican in that 13 car. We've been keeping an eye on him all season, and that car is coming to life as that sun goes down. Connor Price making contact with that outside wall. And here comes Josh Edmonds to the high side, looking to take over 3rd place from Connor Price. Edmonds, he got a run off of turn 2. Now Edmonds to the inside of Connor Price. And Joe Mama saying Hunter got damage a while back. We were not aware of that. But the battle continues here for 3rd. Edmonds going to give it up here and back off. Try and cool those tires down and get another run at Connor. It looks like Edmonds may have warmed his tires up too much as Alex Pelican gets to the outside of Edmonds. Pelican going to get the run here off of turn 2. Not quite enough to clear that 17. Edmonds not giving him much room, but Edmonds is going to have to get out of that throttle. He was sliding up the track, and that's going to allow Ben Smith Sr. to jump out in front of Edmonds. And here comes Dawson Price as well. Price back up to 8th, and I know he's got to be rethinking his pit strategy as Edmonds is in trouble here. He was battling with Connor Price, and now he's stuck up out on the high side, and I don't think Edmonds is very comfortable up there. As Wesley Carter looking to the inside now. So now Edmonds getting back in the line here. Able to fend off Wesley Carter for the time being. But those tires on that 17 machine have got to be in bad shape here. Now almost 20 laps into this run. Melissa's saying the outside is always sketchy. You can definitely run the outside here at Charlotte, but the preferred line is definitely definitely the inside. And yes, sir, James, we can definitely do that. Now putting up the last times on your scoreboard for you there. And Edmonds getting back to the outside of Ben Smith Sr. The battle is for 5th. Edmonds trying to get back into that top 5 position. Edmonds going to clear Smith. Here comes Wesley Carter as well. It's Ben Smith Sr. going to let those two have it. I think he's more interested in saving tires because this run could go for a while. That pit window is going to open up around lap 40. Now Dawson Price looking to the inside of Ben Smith Sr. Jackson Sibley, we haven't talked about him much tonight other than I believe he took a ride through the infield there in stage 2, but he is back up in the top 10, running 9th and putting the pressure on Dawson Price. So now Ben Smith Sr. there on the inside. Dawson Price going to work his way around him. Here comes Jackson Sibley as well. Oh, correction. Dawson not able to clear him that time. He's going to get him as they come through the trial, though. And the caution is going to wave here. Looks like Eric Rodman caught up in this, as well as Sheldon Phillips. And we'll go back, take a look here. Looks like Tristan Haynes getting up into that 96, gets the 96 sideways. Eric Rodman, a lap car. We'll take a look at that from another angle here. So Hunter Guy are going to catch a piece of that, as well as Sheldon Phillips. That's going to put an end to Sheldon Phillips' night here. And Curtis Stanford entering the chat saying he got too many damage. He's bounced off that wall a couple times. And his crew chief is going to call it. So now Seth LaCroix going to lead the field down pit road. Only Nicholas Warner going to stay out trying to get his lap back. And we'll see who wins the race off pit road. And it looks like it will be Seth LaCroix. So now they'll line up Seth LaCroix, Joseph Truskowski in second, Wesley Carter in third, Connor Price restart in fourth, Alex Pelican in fifth, Dawson Price will restart sixth, Josh Edmonds in seventh, Jackson Sibley in eighth, David Joyner will restart in ninth, and Ben Smith Sr. rounding out your top 10. So some shakeups in that top 10. David Joyner, he was a lap down not too long ago, but he has made his way back onto the lead lap and back into the top 10, looking to salvage a strong points night here. But we are going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break.
Every race car starts the same. Just a shell, waiting for identity. Because every car can race, but not every car gets remembered. Custom. Bold. Built to stand out. Bird wraps. Don't just race, be remembered.
All right, and we are back, folks, getting ready to get this one back underway. It looks like we're going to have about 63 laps to go once the green flag drops. And the pace car is off. Green flag is out. We are back underway. And Melissa wanting anyone to beat Seth. She is tired of hearing about him. And here comes Joseph Truskowski. The pressure is on for Seth LaCroix now. Truskowski is there. Truskowski on the inside line, and it looks like he's going to clear Seth LaCroix. Truskowski moving up in front of Seth LaCroix, trying to dirty that air up. So Truskowski now to the lead. Connor Price trying to hold off Wesley Carter there for third. And here comes Dawson Price now back up to fifth. So Wesley Carter now running for Dawson Price, putting the pressure on him. Here comes Alex Pelican as well. And they're going to get single file here up front. Josh Edmonds putting the pressure on Alex Pelican right now. Ben Smith Sr. just sitting there watching for the time being. And we're going to ride along on the hood of Ben Smith Sr.'s car. So Edmonds is going to get by Alex Pelican. And here comes David Joyner back into the mix as well. Joyner in ninth, looking to put the pressure on Ben Smith Sr. as Sr. tries to find a way around Alex Pelican. And Tristan Haynes back into the top 10 as well. It looks like Hunter Geyer running into some issues here. We're still under green flag conditions. Hunter Geyer being shown as involved in an incident. We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened here with that 2 of Hunter Geyer. Coming off of pit road, and he does have heavy wheel damage after being involved in that incident. And you see Geyer there spinning and hitting the inside wall. No need for a caution, though. Joseph Truskowski still in control of this one. And a caution, I think, is the last thing Truskowski wants to see. Truskowski going to work his way around lap traffic as Connor Price and Dawson Price look like they're getting ready to battle it out here again, as well as with their teammate Joshua Edmonds. Connor Price dropping back to 6th. Dawson Price still holding on to that top 5 position. He's gotten around Josh Edmonds. Wesley Carter still holding on to 3rd here as he's getting ready to put that pressure on Seth LaCroix. LaCroix's car not handling as good in that dirty air. And that battle's back on for 4th now as Josh Edmonds has gotten alongside Dawson Price. And it looks like Edmonds is going to clear Dawson. And look out, Seth LaCroix, because here comes Wesley Carter. Carter just trying to hold on to Seth LaCroix's back bumper. Meanwhile, Joseph Truskowski widening up that gap over him and Seth LaCroix. And once again, guys, looking at our fuel strategy here, these guys are still going to be short on fuel. Just a handful of laps, though. And the battle is on for 2nd. Wesley Carter has caught Seth LaCroix. He is to the inside as they go through the tri-oval. Carter cleared LaCroix, but LaCroix going to try the crossover move. And it looks like LaCroix is going to make it stick to the insides of turns 3 and 4. Not quite enough there, though. So Wesley Carter is going to take over 2nd place from Seth LaCroix. Joseph Truskowski, while all that's going on, Still widening his gap, almost sitting at a second now. The Price brothers running 5th and 6th. It's Connor Price going to the inside of Joshua Edmonds. And we cannot forget about that 85 of David Joyner here. He is our points leader, battling back to 7th now. And it looks like he has saved everything he has for the end of this one. Looking for a solid finish to keep that points lead and not let anyone close that gap with them. And now coming down to 43 laps to go. Once again, look at everyone's last pit stop lap, lap 136. So according to our fuel strategy, everyone is sitting about 1 lap short here. It looks like Eric Rodeman involved in an incident here going off track. Rodeman very slow to the inside, but he is back out on track after being involved in an incident earlier on in this one. David Joyner has now worked his way up to 6th and continuing to close that gap with Josh Edmonds. And Dawson Price, he is off the pace there up front, up top. They're not sure what has happened to him, but he drops back to 9th. He was running 6th. And now Dawson Price looks like he's coming down pit road early here. And he's going to catch a black flag, too fast entering pit road. A mistake on pit road going to put an end to the 24's hopes here tonight. And she's going to fall at least 2 laps down here. So Troskowski putting him a lap down. Chris Jones also on pit road. So those pit stops have begun. Joseph Benson not happy with Dawson Price's black flag, as he still sits on pit road. And here comes Seth LaCroix and David Joyner down pit road. And keep your eye on David Joyner here. He's going to pit with Seth. Seth's pit strategy won him stage 2. David Joyner joining him on pit road after charging to the front here. Now Dawson Price back and rolling. LaCroix just going to take 2 tires. David Joyner going to go with 4 as Wesley Carter and Jackson Sibley now coming down pit road. So Joyner going to have the tire advantage over Seth LaCroix. Joseph Truskowski now coming down pit road as well. And he had to check up hard there, so he didn't get a speeding penalty. Joshua Edmonds going to take back over the lead. Connor Price putting the pressure on him. Omar Rodriguez Jr. still staying out. You can see that right front damage to that 92 car. So now 8 cars left to pit. Seth LaCroix is the first car a lap down after coming off of pit road. Joseph Truskowski just getting that car back up to speed. He's going to have some time to make up if he wants to get back to that 88 of Seth LaCroix. Checking in with David Joyner. He's going to have to make up about 5.5 seconds if he wants a shot at the win here. Looks like Seth LaCroix is going to be the leader once these pit stops cycle through. Yes, we can, James. I do appreciate the heads up. Honestly, I forget about that all the time. You know, that I have all these options. We can even see how much or how many positions everyone has gained. I've got to get better on that timing tower, guys. And yes, we do have 2 Smiths in here, Melissa. Noah Smith and Ben Smith running together. Ben trying to catch up to Noah. And up at the front of the pack, Connor Price is gotten by Joshua Edmonds here. So Connor Price is going to take over the lead. And according to my fuel calculations, everyone that is still... Here comes Connor Price now. Joshua Edmonds going to go back to the lead. But as I was saying, the fuel calculations here, 63 laps. Looked like everyone had pitted on lap 136. So about a lap shy on fuel for these guys that are still out on track. I tell you what, if I'm Josh Edmonds or Alex Pelican in this situation where I'm running up front, at this point in the run, we're down to 29 laps to go in this one. I am doing what I can to save fuel as LaCroix trying to get his lap back from his teammate Joshua Edmonds. Edmonds going to let him by. We go look at, see where the 57 of Joseph Truskowski is. And Melissa's saying beware of cautions with these 30 laps to go. I tell you what, right now, if I'm Josh Edmonds or Alex Pelican, I am hoping for a caution at this point. Tristan Haynes now coming down pit road. So Edmonds staying out here along with Alex Pelican. Noah Smith coming down pit road now. Ben Smith Sr. also on pit road. You see him there in stall number 2. It looks like Ben had an issue getting on a pit lane here. Correction, Ben Smith ends up going through the infield. He brings that car to a stop, and we're going to see what exactly caused this here. Oh, that's a hard hit for Ben Smith Sr., sending him down to the infield. He's able to keep all 4 tires straight, though. But definitely going to be some damage to that 11 car. She's now going to fall a lap down. Looks like he's actually going to end up 2 laps down here. Time is winding down in this one. Josh Edmonds still your leader. And with just 24 to go, we are going to take one more quick commercial break for a word from our sponsors, and then we will be right back to bring you the exciting conclusion to this one.
It's race day on iRacing. The grid is set. Engines are rumbling. The chat is buzzing. The anticipation is building. But before the green flag waves, you need a moment that gets hearts racing. Hoorah Flyovers delivers cinematic, custom airplane flyovers for your iRacing or esports event, bringing real-world energy to your virtual track. Add a patriotic punch to your pre-race show, whether you're hosting a league championship, a memorial race, or just want to hype the crowd. Hoorah brings the thunder. Fully customizable, easy to book, stream ready, guaranteed to get your drivers and fans fired up. Because when the jets fly, everyone pays attention. Stand tall, fly loud, race proud. Hoorah! Visit Hoorah Flyovers on Discord or Facebook and bring the flyover experience to iRacing like never before.
All right, and we are back, folks. Currently looking at Joseph Truskowski, who has just gotten his lap back, and he is gaining on Seth LaCroix about 0.2 of a second faster that last time by. Still 3 seconds behind him, so I don't know if there's enough time for Truskowski to be able to get back to Seth LaCroix. But definitely a chance. The real question is what is Josh Edmonds and Alex Pelican, as well as Nicholas Warner, what is their pit strategy? Are these guys going to try and save enough fuel throughout this run to not have to pit? Here comes David Joyner looking for his lap back. Now down to 20 laps to go. So David Joyner on these fresher tires, and you see Joshua Edmonds still hanging with that 85 car. So Edmonds not driving like he's in fuel saving mode. We're going to go ahead and ride along with him. Ooh, Edmonds getting loose. You see him almost making contact with that 23 of Wesley Carter as Carter comes off of pit road. And you could hear it in the throttle. Edmonds not really backing out of that throttle. I think he's still going full send right here and hoping for a caution at this point. That did not sound like a car that is in fuel saving mode. Here comes Wesley Carter back to the inside. Carter on those fresh tires. He'll make quick work of Edmonds. And Melissa saying they are getting pretty excited now, and we only have 16 laps left in this one. Edmonds, our leader, he's got a 2.5 lead over Alex Pelican, 20 seconds over third place. Nick Warner last pitted on lap 136, but he is off the pace. So Seth LaCroix getting ready to take over that third position. And 15 laps to go. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Josh Edmonds and Alex Pelican trying to stretch this one out on fuel even. You know, that 63 laps was, you know, all green flag, full power the entire way around. I would not be surprised if we see Edmonds try and win this race with no fuel left in the tank. Now down to 14 to go. And here comes that 11 of Ben Smith Sr. Multiple laps down after hard contact with the outside wall, trying to get at least one lap back here. So Seth LaCroix has gotten around Nicholas Warner. LaCroix now moving to third. Now Josh Edmonds going to bring it down pit road. So Alex Pelican going to stay out here in that number 13. LaCroix is going to move to second. And Josh Edmonds pulling back out on track. Only a 10 seconds pit stop for Edmonds, so just fuel, no tires, but he still finds himself a lap down to Alex Pelican. So Pelican in control of this one. 10 laps to go. Pelican with a 15-second lead over Seth LaCroix. LaCroix running about a second faster. It looks like Joseph Truskowski has run into an issue here on lap 188. We're going to go back, take a look, see what happened here. Oh, and he made contact with Connor Price. We're going to have to back this up and take a look at it. Truskowski just sliding up that track into Connor Price. Truskowski goes for a ride through the infield here. That's a hard hit. And a hard hit like that, I'm surprised that did not bring out a caution, as Josh Edmonds now going to get his lap back here. It looks like it's going to be a little bit too late for that 17 cars. Alex Pelican trying to hold on. 7 laps to go in this one. Pelican showing no signs of coming down pit road. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to try and win it all on an empty fuel tank, or if he's just praying for a caution. In reality, that issue we just saw with Joseph Truskowski probably should have been a caution. That was a nasty hit for that 57 car. Thank you, Melissa. Trying to get the audio worked out here, guys. But we are down to just 6 laps to go. 12 seconds separating Alex Pelican from Seth LaCroix. And it looks like we've got an issue with Omar Rodriguez Jr. Looks like he has some required repairs to get. Now down to 5 to go. Alex Pelican showing no signs of slowing down here. Seth LaCroix, caution is out. And this will change everything, folks. Alex Pelican, not sure if he wanted that caution or not, but it is out. Looks like Wesley Carter involved in this. It looks like Carter just getting loose. And unfortunately, the 3 is going to get into him. That is Nicholas Warner getting caught up in that. So now the question, do you pit? Alex Pelican gotta pit here. In the event you do get a green-white checkered, in overtime, because someone sent it too hard here on the last 2 laps, Alex Pelican would run out of gas. He's got to pit and get those 4 fresh tires. I'm thinking if I'm Seth LaCroix, I'm coming down pit road as well. LaCroix pitted early on in that run. Once again, almost 40 lap tires for LaCroix. So it looks like everyone going to come down pit road. And the way they stack up, Alex Pelican has the advantage on with the race off of pit road. And I think he's sitting in a pretty good position. Josh Edmonds, he's going to stay out here. Looks like Omar Rodriguez Jr. going to stay out, was hoping to get a lap back. Noah Smith and Tyler Green are also going to stay out. And LaCroix is going to beat Pelican off of pit road. All right, and we're still trying to get our mic worked out, folks. I do apologize about that. All right, so Josh Edmonds is going to be in control of this restart. He will have Seth LaCroix to his outside, Alex Pelican restarting in 3rd, Connor Price in 4th, Jackson Sibley going to restart 5th, Tristan Haynes in 6th, David Joyner in 7th, and Nicholas Warner will restart 8th. So Edmonds is going to have the advantage of being able to control this restart. As we take a look at the pit stop laps, Edmonds last pitted lap 88. We are currently up to lap 199, so about 10 laps on those tires. Seth LaCroix on fresh tires, Connor Price on fresh tires, as well as Alex Pelican. Thank you, Melissa. Is it working now? Yeah. Try to reset the mic here to get this back up and running. It looks good on my end. And they are doubled up. The lights on the pace car are out. And we're going to see what Josh Edmonds can do on this restart. I think right now he's wishing he would have stayed out just a couple more laps to have the freshest tires possible. And that pace car is off. Green flag is out. Josh Edmonds going to take off. He spun his tires. Edmonds spins his tires. Here comes Seth LaCroix on the outside. They're 2 by 2 as they go into turns 1 and 2. 2 laps left to go. Edmonds not going anywhere. That white flag is in the starter's hands. Oh, there's trouble down in the infield. The white flag waves, though. Next flag will end the race. No caution. And it's Apex running 1, 2, 3 right now. Edmonds pushing that car as hard as it will go down the inside, but LaCroix's got it. Alex Pelican almost makes contact with Edmonds. And the checkered flag waves. It is Seth LaCroix taking home the win here tonight. Connor Price in 2nd. Josh Edmonds in 3rd. And we got to go back, take a look, see what happened here. It looked like David Joyner and Jackson Sibley getting into it. And looking at it here, it looks like Jackson Sibley, they're 3 wide here. Jackson Sibley sliding up the track, and he's going to get into David Joyner, trying to go underneath him. And they'll go spinning through the infield. As Seth LaCroix is going to start his celebration here. All right, and as Seth LaCroix finishes up his celebration, we're going to move on to our post-race interviews, guys. We will kick it off with Joshua Edmonds. We try and get things figured out here in the Discord. All right.
And it would have been easy. Hey.
All right, what is going on, Josh? It is Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, man.
All right, man. Congratulations on a 3rd place finish here tonight. Little bit of a heartbreaker, but you got to be excited about that. Take me through that last restart, buddy.
Oh well, it was definitely an exciting one. I knew I had old left, like really old left side tires on it, so I'd only took right, and I'd went on a long green flag run, so I knew she wasn't gonna want to take off, and it got really squirrely right at the start, and I was glad to be door to door with Seth for as long as I was. Really, I thought I was gonna get swallowed up a little bit more than I did. So, but really clean racing. Everybody, kept it together. Real fun race.
All right, and it definitely looked like fun. Yeah, take me through your pit strategy, because we were sitting here guessing. Yours and Alex Pelican's pit strategy here coming to the end seemed like the last 50 laps after, we saw how quick Seth would be once he short pitted in stage 2. We saw him come back and leave the field in his dust, and then we see you staying out all those laps. Did it cross your mind to try and save fuel and only go one pit stop in the third stage?
Yeah, that was the goal. It was a little weird. I mean, really, the key there is the caution needs to come out before I pit. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that someone's gonna lose it or something's gonna happen, and we're gonna see a caution, and I can trap everybody a lap down, or at least everybody that hasn't got back around me with the faster tires. But 2 weeks ago, the same strategy is what won me the race. I took just the 2 tires, tried to replicate that same type of strategy. And I think if things were if it was more apples to apples, I would have had a shot at it. But if that caution comes out a lap earlier, 2 laps earlier, that would have really played into the hand that I was trying to play there. But no caution, I knew I lost 15 seconds of track time, and I was catching Seth before the caution came out. I got down to like 10 or 11 seconds behind him, but that's still, I didn't have enough time to make it up, even with the fresher tires. So and then when the caution came out, of course, I didn't pit there because I'd only had like 10 laps on the tires, so on the right side. So I figured I'd send it and see how she'd hold up.
All right. Well, and it looked like she held up pretty good, but we are excited to hear from our second place and first place finisher. We're going to let you get on out of here. Before we do, though, anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, we're not having a Mother's Day race next week, so shout out to my mom. Just trying to bring it to victory lane for her, but to all the other people that watch, and to you do a great job, and the team that's works with Dawson and Connor and everybody to get this league going. This has been a really good time. So this is definitely the best league racing experience I've had, and this is a good group of guys, and I hope everybody's having as much fun as I am out there.
All right, we definitely are. And Rebel Racing Network, we just like to shout out Mama Edmonds too, one of our loyal and longtime viewers. Glad to have you here, so we're going to shout you out too. But we appreciate it, Josh. We're going to let you get on out of here, and we will see you back here in 2 weeks, buddy.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
And once again, that was Josh Edmonds coming home third here tonight. We're going to move on to our second place finisher, Connor Price. Connor, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, what an entrance there. We gotta remind you to turn off the sound effects when you come in here, man. Every time.
That's so fun.
It catches me off guard every time.
That's why I do it.
Congratulations on a second place finish here, man. We were watching you. You started, I believe, 4th on that final restart. Take us through those last few laps.
So I was absolutely worried because the pit stop before the green light checkered, I also took. And my left sides are probably on 50% by the end of that. So on the restart, I knew that. So I informed Seth very late in the race that once you get 15, 20 laps on your tires, that if you downshift on entry, that you just get a fire off on the exit of the corner. I informed Seth very late on purpose. And so I was just, that last restart, I just knew I had to back up the corners a little bit and just dump enough dirty air on Pelican, so I had the full track to try to get around. I wanted to send it 3 wide on Josh and Seth, but I was worried about us making it out of turn 4 if I sent it 3 wide. But, I mean, I'm super happy with the second. This is easily my least favorite oval track. This is the first time I've ever finished a race here.
All right. Well, I'm sure Seth and Josh are glad you did not send it 3 wide. Y'all probably would have had a team meeting, but it's got to be pretty big for y'all to finish 1, 2, 3 for Apex Racing here tonight.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely huge for us. We really wanted Dawson and Omar to get up there, but because in our opinion, Omar and Dawson are the fastest cars on track all race. Just unfortunate with the damage, but yeah, that definitely would have been a team meeting. I definitely would have gotten an earful from both of them.
Well, you guys, you still took home the second, going to move up in points here, and, can't shake your head at a second place finish, especially with the fast cars out here. We're going to let you get on out of here. Before we do, though, anyone you want to shout out?
I want to shout out my mom and dad. I know they always tune in, watch the races. Josh, his mom and dad, Seth, their mom and dad, everyone that just comes in and watches, I want to thank you. I want to thank my dad for sponsoring the race car. And just everyone racing so clean. I had an awesome battle with Joseph. That was an absolute blast. But yeah, just thank you, thank everyone involved, and finally out of Charlotte.
All right. Well, we will see you back here in 2 weeks then, buddy. So, because we are not racing next week for Mother's Day. Congratulations again, and we will see you later.
All right. Thank you. I'll see you.
Thank you. And once again, that was Connor Price coming home second tonight. We're going to go ahead and move on to our race winner, the 88 of Seth LaCroix. Seth, it's Austin up in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
All right, man. Congratulations on a first place finish here. We were watching you stage 2, stage 3. You really turned it on, and that pit strategy seemed to be what won you the race, that short pit. And take us through that pit strategy.
Well, I was not the fastest car for sure. Like I don't know what I was doing wrong, but I just even when I'm in the lead, I was trying to save my stuff a little bit, and I'm still getting caught and passed. So strategy definitely won me this one. But Trukowski got me right on the restart. I couldn't clear him, and the high line had the speed down the backstretch. And I thought I was going to be able to ride behind him and just save some tire, and because it looked like he was driving pretty hard. Wesley passed me, and I'm like, oh man, what am I doing? And then Connor caught me, and I fought tooth and nail to keep ahead of Connor. I was like, I cannot lose another spot. And Joyner announced that he was pitting, and which I was like a lap or 2 away. So I was like, well, I guess now's the time. So I pitted. I took 2 tires, and I immediately regretted that decision. I was like, it was kind of like last second. I took 2, and I thought I regretted it because I thought there was going to be too many laps left. And sure enough, Connor and Trukowski cut the lead down that I would have had by 2 seconds. But I figured out a different little line and shifting point and braking point, and I kept about the same. But that last caution came out, and Josh stayed out. I took 2. Connor took 2. Pelican took 4. So it was a pretty mixed bag up there, and what a fun way to win a race up against Josh and Connor too. So it was freaking phenomenal.
All right, and it sure was fun to watch. But I want you to take me through those last 2 laps. I don't know if you saw it in your rear view mirror. It was, I believe, Jackson and David Joyner coming together as you guys were about to take the white flag. and I'm not sure who would have been out front at the scoring loop there if that yellow flag would have came out before you crossed the line. Did you have any clue that was going on behind you?
I heard the iRacing spotter say wrecking behind, but I had the white flag already on my screen, and I'm pretty sure I was ahead at that point. So
yeah, you were
close.
Yep, you were definitely ahead. When the once you guys crossed the line, it was close on whether or not if it would have been a caution. It seemed like it would have been close on whether or not you would have crossed the line. Yeah, but it worked out in your favor. We stayed green, and we got to watch a heck of a battle between teammates here coming to the finish.
Yeah, it was awesome. Connor definitely, he had the momentum too. He could have dove it in 3 wide, going into 4 on the last lap. He chose not to, and I'm thankful for that. I'm not sure how that would have turned out, and we were able to finish a 1, 2, 3 apex. I thought it was also pretty cool. What stage 2? I think it was. We started 1 through 5, so that's freaking awesome. But
yep, you guys are proving a force to be reckoned with. But we are going to let you get on out of here and start the celebration. Before we do, though, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, shout out to my mother, especially. We don't get to race next week, so happy Mother's Day. This one's for you. But shout out to all the mothers out there. We're going to miss racing next week, but I hope everyone has a great Mother's Day. And shout out to my teammates, man. I mean, like, the amount of confidence I had going into those corners, knowing that Josh isn't going to take me out and Connor's not going to take me out. We're going to be able to just race hard and clean to the finish and let the best man win. So that was, I mean, that's literally everything you can dream about or want in a race right there, that finish. So it was also shout out to the damn league, man. That was a 200 lap race. That was like 350 miles. And I don't know how many cautions we had, but it wasn't a lot. We finished that race in 2 hours and 1 minute. That is outstanding, man. Outstanding. So it was awesome. And shout out to you for doing the broadcast. It wasn't as long as you thought, probably, huh?
No, it was not. Looks to be we're going to be just over 2.5 hours, so not too bad for a 200 lap race.
Yep, it was awesome. So appreciate it, and thanks everyone for watching, man.
All right, we appreciate it, buddy, and we will see you back here in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and once again, that was Seth LaCroix. We're going to go ahead and run through our official race results here. Get those pulled up on your screen. And once again, Seth LaCroix taking home the win. Connor Price finishes second. Josh Edmonds will finish third tonight. Alex Pelican in fourth. Tristan Haynes finishes fifth. Noah Smith in sixth. Nicholas Warner will come home seventh. David Joyner in eighth. Jackson Sibley finishes ninth. Tyler Green comes home 10th. Omar Rodriguez Jr. in 11th. Chris Jones finishes 12th. Dawson Price will finish 13th. Russell Abbott in 14th. Eric Rodeman finishes 15th. Ben Smith Sr. will finish 16th. Joseph Truskowski finishes 17th. Nick Hames in 18th. 19th was Wesley Carter. Hunter Geyer finishes 20th. Cooper Liardi will finish 21st. Jonathan Dominics in 22nd. Curtis Stanford will finish 23rd. Sheldon Phillips comes home 24th. And rounding out your field in 25th was Joseph Miller after an early race incident. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in for our longest race yet here on the Rebel Racing Network. And boy, it was a blast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys tune in Wednesday evening for the season 2 finale of TCR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series live from Texas Motor Speedway. And then we will be back here live with Era here in 2 weeks on May 17th for 55 laps from Sonoma. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like, follow, subscribe button wherever you are watching. Go check us out on Facebook to stay updated on everything Rebel Racing Network. And we will see you back here on Wednesday. Have a good evening.